Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video because I have with me the Main Squeeze palette from Colourpop. It is so gorgeous, just full of tons of red shades. This is one of their monotone palettes. I also have the pink one, the Ooh La La palette, and I love this one as well. So I'm very excited to try out the Main Squeeze palette. One of my absolute favorite colors is red, and I've been looking for really good red eyeshadows, and they're very hard to make. And you may have seen in my Captain Marvel video, I did use some of the Colourpop Super Shock shadows for the red eyeshadow. So I have used a red from Colourpop before, but I'm excited to have an entire palette full of reds to play with. Some of these shades in here are pressed pigments, so we can talk a little bit more about that. But if you would like to see me test out the Main Squeeze palette from Colourpop and see my thoughts, then keep on watching. Okay, so I already have my face makeup on and my eyes primed, and we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So if you watched my Captain Marvel video, then you know that I used the Pressed Pigment Baby Talk and the Super Shock Shadow in Paradox. You just kind of compare these two. You can see that the Super Shock Shadow is a little bit deeper and not as bright compared to the pressed pigment, and that is because it's very hard to make a good red eyeshadow, and so most of them are pressed pigments where they just literally take the pigment and press them and they don't have anything to mix it with. And technically these aren't intended for the eye area because they are such a concentrated color that they can cause dyeing of your skin and they can cause irritation if you have really sensitive skin. And I feel like it's just kind of a known fact that like red eyeshadows and some pink eyeshadows will kind of leave color behind on your eyes. So that doesn't really concern me, but if it concerns you, definitely go for something that's not a pressed pigment. So if we look at the Main Squeeze palette here, 3 of the shades in here are pressed pigments. So we have the shade Home Slice, the shade Maraschino, and the shade Like It's Hot are all pressed pigments, which means that they may cause staining or irritation on your skin. Just something to be aware of. I've never had an issue with pressed pigments, and I've also never had an issue with Colourpop's pressed pigments in general. But if you do have sensitive skin or staining would bother you, then I would steer clear of the pressed pigments. But overall, the colors in here are beautiful, and I'm super excited to play with them. I'm just going to go ahead and play around with this, do a little bit of a fun eye look, and just see what I think of them. See how well they blend, all of that. I'm going to go ahead and start with Froze. I feel like this is the lightest color in here and would be the best as a transition shade. Okay, so far so good. I feel like it's blending really well and the pigmentation is very nice as well. So next I'm going to dip into one of the pressed pigments. This is Like It's Hot, just a little bit of a bright red here. And I'm just going to place that kind of rounded on the outer corner of my eye. Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention is that pressed pigments are harder to blend as well. So instead of doing a windshield wiper motion and blending a lot, it's really a lot easier to just press it in. Oh my gosh, look at that pigment! I didn't even think about worrying about fallout, but I'm not seeing any, so. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that just down underneath as well. Just like the outer third here. Now I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and just try to blend that out a little bit. Yeah, it blends beautifully. So now I'm going to go ahead and dip into Seed Money right here. That's the cutest name for an eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take a small little brush here and just place that right on the outer corner just to deepen that up a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing with Red Bottom. And then what I want to do is just add a bit of orange to the look. So I'm going to take Big Gulp right here and just very lightly place that on the outer edges. And then also on the lower lash line a little bit below where I placed the other red. we're going to blend out the edges again just to make it all blend seamlessly together. So next I'm just going to go ahead and do a cut crease, and I'm using my Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a half cut crease. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and place the shade Juicy Fruit right on the eyelid. Now I'm pretty shocked, but this shade actually applies best with a brush, which I wouldn't expect from a shimmer. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a smaller brush and place it right on the lower lash line. And then I'm just going to take the shade Frosé right here and use that to blend the shimmer with the red. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and finish up my makeup with highlight, eyeliner, lashes, lips, everything, and I will be back to give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I have the rest of my makeup on, and I'm ready to give you guys my final thoughts. I really like how this look turned out. I love the colors, and everything blended so beautifully. I think this palette is perfect for somebody who's been looking for red eyeshadows because they are so hard to find, and Colourpop is super affordable, and honestly, I'm super impressed by how well these blended and how pigmented they were. Every product that I get from Colourpop, I'm always impressed by the quality, and this palette is just so cute, and all of the shades in here work nicely together and blend completely perfectly. Yeah, I think this is just a fantastic palette, and I would highly recommend checking this out or checking out any of their other monotone palettes. I know they have a green one, a pink one, a purple one, a blue one. So yeah, definitely check out these palettes. They are super cute. You can pick up the one in your favorite color, and I promise you won't be disappointed because Colourpop shadows are fantastic. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.